Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to July 17th, 2024 trade recap video today. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first off, I do want to start off with the economic calendar for today. So we didn't have any red folder news coming into today. Majority of them are just yellow and orange news. So not much volatility. Not much volatility. However, this is what the charts look like coming into the morning today. So at 9:30, this is what I saw. This massive drop on the hourly time frame. This is a significant move lower. So this gap right here that I denoted here is actually the daily fair value gap. And I was saying yesterday how we were trading above it, but there's not much displacement that we aren't trading above the daily fair value gap with much displacement. So during the London session today, we actually had we were extremely bearish. We took out previous week's low, which ended up being, which was my draw of liquidity coming into this week. Let me go back to that. So my draw of liquidity coming into this week for NQ was actually previous week's low, because what can we anticipate with this with this weekly closure here last week? We can anticipate for us to rebalance this weekly FEG, correct? So that is what I was anticipating, for us to rebalance this weekly FEG. And to show you guys what I did have in mind, here it is right here. So NQ, we have created a weekly FEG on NQ. I am anticipating for us to rebalance that weekly FEG, and this is the week of July 15th to July 19th. So if you guys do want to watch my weekly market analysis, I release it every Sunday evening. So next time, make sure to watch it. But yeah, so going back to today, like I said, I didn't anticipate this big drop during the London session, but we did end up, we did see it. So I had to pivot and see what could be the draw for today. So after we took out previous week's low during London session, I was I woke up, I opened up my charts, and I was like, okay, how low can we go here? So on the hourly time frame, I marked out this July 9th low here. I'm sorry, not July 9th, July 3rd low, which was sell side liquidity. And coming into the morning, at before 10 o'clock, we actually ended up taking out the July 3rd low, and that for me was like, wow, like we are bearish. So I set up some standard deviations from this high to this low, and I just projected them. And I remember telling the stream here that I wanted to treat this 30-minute FEG here as a breakaway gap. So note how this 30-minute candle closed, correct? I can anticipate for this candle to create a open, high, and then low, and then closure. Like I said, I don't really care too much for where we close, but I do care about this distribution phase, that distribution phase. So like I said, I'm treating this 30-minute fair value gap as a breakaway gap, but this 15-minute fair value gap, if we are to be bearish, we should respect this FEG, this 15-minute fair value gap here. So on the live too, I literally pointed out there was 3 scenarios that we could have done here. It was either we retrace into this fair value gap, and we instantly take out the 30-minute and 15-minute low here. That was scenario 1. Scenario 2 was we tap into that 15-minute fair value gap, we respect it, and then we displace away from it, but we don't take out the 30-minute low yet. We leave the 15 and 30-minute low, we retrace into like some sort of PD array, like the sub 5 minute time frame. We retrace into it and then take out the low. Or the third scenario is that we open and we disrespect the 15-minute fair value gap. That was the 3 scenarios that I had in mind. And in trading, it's literally all based off of what if, and then after the what if, then statements. It's a lot of what if then statements. So how, like I said before, I noted out this 15-minute fair value gap, and we should continue lower after retracing into this fair value gap if we are bearish. And I'm not chasing any of these moves. This initial move down here. I like if it's like a sell day where like we're super bearish. We sold off during London session. I'm very hesitant. So I want to see us respect PD arrays first before I make my move and catch the move lower. Because like I said, what if we start retracing back inside this range? I want to see us retrace and then prices show us that we are actually going to continue lower. So on the 5-minute time frame here, this is what happens when we retrace into the 15-minute fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. So we retrace into that 15-minute fair value gap, and we create a 5-minute fair value gap. So that means we displaced away from the 15-minute fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. So that means this is bearish to me, right? And keep in mind here, this is the hourly time frame now. This is the hourly time frame. After we close like this here, I can anticipate for this hourly fair value gap to be a breakaway gap. Just why would prices open up here, right? And then tap into this fair value gap and then take out the low. I want to see us do this. So open, create the high, take out the hourly low, and then from there we can retrace or continue lower from there. I don't really care, as long as I know that prices would do something like this. That's all I need. That's literally all I need. And yeah, so I'm treating this hourly fair value gap as a breakaway gap here. And this is the 15-minute time frame, so this is the same 15-minute fair value gap as this one right here. And like I said before, we retraced away from the 15-minute fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. So now prices is fractal. It's the same model. So I'm just trading the 1 minute. I'm trading the 1 minute time frame model here. So after I see us close right on the hourly time frame, that's when I start getting my my trade execution ready. So I set up this trade execution here, but notice how we actually retraced back inside this 5-minute fair value gap here. We retraced inside the 5-minute fair value gap once already. So we retraced into it at 10:55, but I don't take the initial entry here because I'm still waiting for the hourly closure and the 15-minute closure. So I didn't take the initial entry, and so I'm waiting till the 11 o'clock open, but we never got an entry, and prices took out the 15-minute and 30-minute low. Sometimes this is gonna happen, so I just want to note that I didn't take this trade here, but I had the trigger like ready. I was waiting for it to give me an entry, but prices didn't give me that entry. The reason why I'm doing this video is to talk about, there will be times when you miss your entry, and let's say, I could have chased this move actually, but that's not that's not who I am as a trader. I don't like chasing moves. So after seeing the move play out without being part of it, I was content. I was content with just being on the sidelines and just watching price. There will be times when prices do this, and it just depends on you as a trader to how are you gonna feel about that. And I believe I handled it pretty well. If you watched the live stream, I was like pretty content with what occurred. But yeah, that is going to be all for the video today. Like I said, it's a really, today was you know, that was probably the only move that was probably the best move there of today. After we took out the you know, after we continued lower away from that 15-minute fair value gap, there wasn't really any other entries here that I would have taken. And yeah, so notice how this 4-hour candle here is a, like, we literally consolidated all of New York PM session. We dropped so much during the London and New York AM session that look at what happened on the New York PM session. And this is the 15-minute time frame. If I pull up to the 1 minute, extreme chop, super chop price action, which is something that you don't want to be a part of. Yeah, so what I do have coming into for tomorrow, or actually I want to explain why I think there's this chop. So notice how there will be times when you can just anticipate there will be chop, because you know, after these big moves down, right, there will be a candle where we create the fair value gap, and then like I feel like coming into the Asian session or London session tomorrow, the reason why we chopped here is so we can set up for tomorrow. And like I do want to see us retrace into this 4-hour fair value gap here and show respect to it. So if we show respect to it, we should continue lower. But yeah, let me give you guys what my insights are for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, I am anticipating lower prices. My bare minimum would be previous day low get taken. So now previous day, I know on the higher time frame that previous day low will be the draw. Because what's the point of prices, you know, opening here and taking out previous day high? Does that seem you know, high probability? Absolutely not. That's not efficient at all. We still have July 2nd low to get take, and July 1st. So we have these two sell side levels that I am watching out for tomorrow. And let's look at what the weekly looks like. So the weekly time frame looks pretty bearish, to be honest. So I just created a weekly template video. I don't know if I released it yet, but it appears that we probably created the high on Monday, or we most definitely created the high on Monday. So now that we know that this is the high, then Wednesday we expanded higher. So on Thursday and coming into Friday, I am anticipating some sort of expansion. So this expansion, I'm targeting July 2nd's low and July 1st's low. And how can we get there? By this 4-hour fair value gap. I want to see us respect this 4-hour fair value gap if we are to be bearish. So note that out. So I want to see us, you know, create some sort of model, like, you know, something like that, to where we respect the 4-hour fair value gap to continue lower. Let's look at what happened on the 8 hours. So let's see how this 8-hour closes. I think we open this 8-hour closes. I'm sorry. I believe this 8-hour candle closes at 2 o'clock on London. So based on how we close on that 8-hour candle will show us if we retrace into an 8-hour fair value gap or not. And on the 6-hour time frame, we also have a fair value gap as well. So a lot of confluences here that will show us that we are going to go lower. So yeah, that's my idea for tomorrow, is previous day low to be taken on NQ. Let's see what the high is. Okay, so that's yesterday's high of day right there. I do believe that's the high of day, right? Oh, it's actually right here. Okay, so there's the low and there's the high. I'm anticipating the low to be taken. And yeah, that's gonna be all for today's video. I'll catch you guys later in the next one. Peace out.
Bam.